welcome back to the Right Mortgage Network's Lending Insights podcast. I am your host for today, Victoria Clark, Head of Lending at the network. Today we are going through mortgage opportunities that are currently available at your fingertips. And joining me to go through all of the exciting opportunities to come in the second half of this year is the lovely Laura Carr, our Corporate Account Manager from Halifax. Laura has been in this role supporting our network since the start of this year, and it's lovely to have you here today with us. Thank you so much for joining and welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Really excited to be on.
Thank you. Yes, so we're going to get straight into it then today, and we're going to be talking about what is the mortgage maturity opportunity of 2025. This is actually happening right now, and we want to help everybody kind of get involved straight away. 5 years ago, the mortgage industry saw historically low interest rates, and with the pandemic-related uncertainty, this encouraged borrowers to seek long-term stability, hence the mass of 5-year fixing. We also saw the surge in home prices and remortgages because of such low rates following the initial lockdown period and stamp duty holidays. Personally, I also really benefited from this, and so I'm really not looking forward to this coming to an end. So a lot of people are going to need the support of advisors during this time. From July to December, a crazy £147 billion worth of mortgages are set to mature. So that is the opportunity at your fingertips, ready to go. So it's such a massive number. Laura, what's your take on that? And then how is it going to play out in practice for lenders and advisors?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So I think it's definitely an exciting year, especially as we lean into H2 now as well. You know, when you look at the residential mortgage maturities, especially in the second half, it's a complete mixed bag of customers. So like you said, Victoria, it's never been so important to seek that advice. You've got a huge amount of customers who took a 5-year fix in the pandemic that are coming off historically low rates, you know, below 2%. And then on the flip side of that, you've got the customers who took out mortgages from the aftermath of the mini budget through to the end of 2023, when rates were, you know, at their highest. So completely different customers. Some customers who'll be paying more for their mortgage each month, less of a payment shock than what we experienced a few years ago. However, still an increase in their mortgage payment nevertheless. And then there will be customers who are coming off them high rates that will look to save money. So it's never been so important for a customer to have that full financial review, especially when you look at things like protection as well. You know, have they got the right protection in place? So yeah, lots of opportunity out there in the broker market at the moment.
And I think that's it as well, just remembering with protection all the time when we're looking at mortgages is these people, like you say, are going to be in such different positions than they were when they first took it out. So they need to be reviewed as well. And again, if an advisor's not doing it, somebody else is going to be doing it. So just make sure you're looking at all these opportunities. Great shout with that. But from a lender's perspective, how are lenders gearing up to manage the maturing wave for the advisors?
Well, at Halifax, you know, we take pride in delivering exceptional service. As a high volume lender, it's essential our multi-skilled operations team is highly adaptable, allowing them to shift focus based on business and broker needs at that time. So, for example, a colleague may start the day, you know, running live chat, and then transition to phone support during peak call times to really support them brokers. The team is also equipped to sign off documents over the phone, which is invaluable service really for brokers facing, you know, tight deadlines or handling complex client scenarios. Recognizing that brokers' working patterns have evolved as well, we launched a dedicated telephone team last year to strengthen relationships and provide tailored support. And the feedback we've got on that the telephone BDMs has been really, really positive. And then finally, to touch on what we introduced in January. So we introduced our new product transfer and further advanced journey, which makes the process more simple, really easy and straightforward for the broker. So yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah, well, it's lots of things already in place. It's like you already knew this was coming, wasn't it? And getting it already in place for this. But so what are Halifax doing then in terms of making things more flexible for borrowers? So I know some of those people, like we're talking about in different ends of the spectrum, either had really low rates or they might be having higher rates, but they could be in a completely different financial situation. Have Halifax introduced anything that would be able to support people?
Yeah, so Look, the market continues to be resilient, and earlier this year, we have seen lenders including ourselves, taking advantage of fresh guidance from the regulator on affordability stress testing, which has enabled us to lend to an additional 3,000 more customers over the last 2 months, of which 1,000 of them were first-time buyers. And these are customers that we wouldn't have been able to support prior to this change. So it's a great move forward. And then when you look at wages, so wages are still rising, which is easing some of the pressures on affordability, and interest rates have stabilized in recent months, giving more confidence to plan ahead, which, you know, opens up some opportunities there as well. Then finally, innovation. So innovation will always play a huge part in this too. So making sure the right products and proposition are available to support our customers. For example, we introduced our 18-month fixed rate remortgage product at the end of last year to support customers who may want to review their situation quicker than waiting the standard 2 or 5 years. Look, lenders want to lend, and we definitely at Halifax are constantly looking at fresh ways to support new and existing borrowers in the current market.
It really sounds like it. It sounds like there's lots of things there. Like it's just being a product that's suitable for everybody, isn't it? In all types of
Totally.
ways. But that's really interesting with the 18 months as well, because people could be unsure that this is still going to be the lowest time. It's just good to have that option available there for them as well. So that's all really exciting stuff that Halifax are doing. And I feel like that will be really reassuring for advisors who are going to be swept off their feet with business in the next few months. So it's helpful to know that you're on side for it. But what do you think about advisors positioning themselves to support customers at this time and helping make sure advisors be at the forefront of supporting everybody?
Good question. I think reaching out to these customers and completing a full review of their situation and circumstances is key. A lot can change in people's situations over a couple of years. It's a great opportunity, which I spoke about earlier, to review protection. You know, protection needs aren't something a customer naturally thinks about, so having that conversation with your broker is vital. And then you've got the more expert a broker can be in the market, the better. And it's all about, really, in my view, deeply caring. You know, how good are you as a broker at being able to talk about the additional things like green mortgages and signposting the government grants that are out there? You know, these are the types of things that can really make you stand out to the broker down the road. And are you going to take that extra minute to talk about things like retrofitting your home and making it more energy efficient? We at Halifax have something called the HES tool. Now, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's our home energy savings tool, which is all over our website, and brokers have had access to it. Don't quote me on this, but a good couple of years. And what it does is it allows you to plug in your postcode, sorry, and basically show you the little or big savings you can make on your property. So changes such as just changing your light bulb, so super small changes that we can all make, to as far as actually, you know, looking at solar panels and things like that, and then the benefits of these, so the kind of savings you'll be looking to get off the back of them.
And it does make you that above and beyond advisor, doesn't it? Like you'd like to hope 5 years ago, 2 years ago, any customer who you went to see, whether it was a first time buyer or somebody you've already seen prior to that, they should be coming back to you anyway. And we do understand that. But if you're in the position where you're either looking to take on new customers or you're looking to get somebody else sorted and really trying to tap into a whole new branch of customers, having those extra tools in your pocket of like, I'll save you money in more ways. Like I'm charging you a fee to really help you and really look into all those things. So that's a really good point there, to be able to help advisors be that bit different, because everybody's got their place here, but you can definitely be that above and beyond advisor, can't you, with knowing extra things like that.
Yeah,
And then
massive.
people can just come to Halifax or come to the BDMs and get to know more about that if they're unsure.
Yeah, totally. The BDMs, you know, like I said, we've got a face-to-face BDMs, and we've also set up the telephone BDM team, which has been running just over a year now. And, you know, we're constantly looking to grow that as well, because we see that brokers work differently. So, you know, we want to be able to be up to speed and making sure, you know, we're working in the best way with our broker partners.
No, and that's so useful, isn't it? Like just having somebody on the other end of the phone when you just want to be able to be really good for your customers, is so supportive. But this has all been really, really insightful. And I really hope advisors listening have really got to grips with what is the opportunity that's to come and what you can do to stand out and be different and really clear up in this next few months. It's so great to hear Halifax are geared up to help advisors at this time and to get on top of the opportunity. As one final bit of advice, what do you think advisors should be doing to stay in touch with their customers and ensure that everyone should be coming to them?
So there's a couple of things here, really. Every customer is different, right? But what I will say is early engagement is really important and gives more opportunity to the customer that's sat in front of you. But when is the right time to actually act and submit the case? Well, that is down to the broker really listening to their customers' requirements. Strip it back to basics. If you're a customer, why are you actually going to a broker? Because you want someone to find you the best deal, of course, but you also want someone to take all that pressure out of the journey. A customer wants reassurance that someone's got their back and that's holding their hand through the transaction. So I think really, being thoughtful about that meeting and really tailoring your support is crucial. So if you haven't got a robust retention process in place, this isn't just a nice to have. You're looking at the market. Actually, it's essential. You need to be supporting your existing clients and helping them through this journey, whether they're coming off a super high interest rate, or actually whether they're coming off a lower interest rate, and they want to look at the situation as well.
So that's it then. So there is lots of different things that advisors can be doing. And there's lots of tools available as well. The network has also got lots of things to be able to help you during this time. It's already started, so we're already a bit late to the party with getting on top of this. But if you haven't already started the newsletter service, or you haven't got your own thing in place to be able to get in touch with your customers each month, get involved and reach out to the marketing team where they can help you get this started. You can build your own emails as well. We're going to be putting some templates together on the advisor side, but literally you can go into ChatGPT, type in how to have help with the mortgage maturities happening in 2025 email, and it puts together an email. It's really, really straightforward. So anybody can make use of things like that if they just want to get in touch with all of their customers. You can offer things such as a free mortgage review if you're looking to get in touch with more people. Get out to your local areas, get involved on the local Facebook groups as well, and really push yourself out there to be known as that person to be able to support. And did you know as well, Acre can also support you in this as well? So with all the data that we've got in Acre of your customers, you can actually get reports out of Acre to be able to see when your mortgages are actually going to be expiring. So you can get in touch with your customers ahead of time and make sure you've got the list of people ready to go, ready to get in contact with, to be able to get themselves set up. And there is a report for that on the advisor site. But if you need help, please get in touch with any of the team, your account manager, whether that's the product specific or your actual regional account manager, myself. You've also then got the support from lenders as well. So these next few months are going to be really exciting for everybody, and we really want to help you make the most of it and help as many customers as you possibly can. So both the network and Halifax are here to help you. But Laura, thank you so much for joining me today to go through the mortgage maturity opportunity this year. And thank you to our listeners as always. And if you want to follow plans and insights of the network, you can subscribe or watch out for the new listings of the series. But thank you very much for being on here, Laura. Really appreciate it.
You are more than welcome. I've really enjoyed myself. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And then so I have been your host, Victoria Clark, and see you soon. Thank you.